Crimson Peak! Hello everyone, Z3ko Trinity here, back with another, this time it's an 11 movie set, and you'll see why at the end. But, yeah, so I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. Crimson Peak, old Guillermo del Toro, one of my all-time favorite directors. He is truly a master of visionary. This movie is just gorgeous. It is absolutely beautiful. I love the way he interprets the clay, the red clay, into the house where it looks like it's bleeding, like the walls are bleeding. I love the fact that the ghosts in this movie are red, as you can see. And it's just stunning watching this movie. And I love the old-fashioned feeling of it. The story was incredible. Definitely had my attention from the very beginning and on. And, yeah. But, yeah, sorry, it was all silent. I was like, fuck! But, yeah, I absolutely really enjoyed this. Cinematography was just so perfect. And this is one of my top favorites of his. I just really love it. And I would like to own the Arrow edition, but I'm okay with owning just the classic Blu-ray. So I rated this movie a 9 out of 10. Yeah, it could have been a little bit more better. I just didn't feel it was a solid 10, but definitely worth watching and owning. Next up, we got Kong, Skull Island. Now, what I liked about this was the fact that it has an all-star cast, and it was action right up front. Like, my brother-in-law, he watched it before me, and he said that he thought that he was going to get kind of like bored at the beginning, you know, how movies are pretty slow-paced. He said that he told me that this one was action-packed right from the get-go, and it held his attention. He really enjoyed the movie, and I watched it, and I will agree with him. It was very good, very stunning the way the visuals looked. Cinematography was really good. Score was really good in it. My only problem is, yeah, it does get a little slow-paced, and you know, we watched it right after Crimson Peak, so we kind of had a Tom Hiddleston marathon in a way. But that just shows his acting skills are he's such an incredible actor. It's a shame that I didn't know him until Avengers, really. But I don't know if I'm alone in that, or if a lot of people kind of discovered him through playing Loki, but he's a phenomenal actor. But, like, you got an all-star cast. But, honestly, in my opinion, the movie truly picks up when John C. Reilly's character is introduced. I absolutely loved his character. It was hilarious. It really brought the story to its peak, in my opinion. Kong, he was a little boring. I really do wish that they could have had a little bit more action. Even the final fight scene, I don't know, I felt like I've seen better. So, but I'm not going to diss the movie. It was actually a good movie, and I gave this movie a 7.8. It rightfully deserves it. It was a good movie, and I hope they do follow through with the whole King Kong versus the new Godzilla, because that would be incredible to see. Next up, it's not the Poltergeist, but it's Bill and Ted Face the Music. It was my first return back to theaters. Absolutely loved the movie. Had fun watching it. Brings you back to that old classic story with the characters. I found quite a bit of flaws in it myself. One, I don't know, the basic idea of the story was kind of combining the first two movies together. Like, you know, in the first movie they had to pick people from time. Well, they kind of do it with this one. And second movie, you know, it's about, you know, somebody trying to kill Bill and Ted. Well, it's also implied in this movie. So, like, the plot was a little, I don't know how to say it, like, easy, I guess. Just not, like, super thought of. But I had fun, really loved the characters, loved the fact of, them facing themselves throughout time. I thought that was really funny. I do understand that they were facing, COVID-19, so the way they had to film it, I can understand certain scenes. One of the biggest problems I had with it was mostly the teenage girls, their daughters. I felt like they were really trying to just push playing like identical to Bill and Ted. I wish that they could have like put their own little personality into it instead of trying their hardest to act exactly like them. I mean, the way that they move, the way that they like spoke and everything. I mean, it was like they watched the first two movies over and over and over again, and then just was copying it down to the T. And I kind of wish that they wouldn't have done that. But what else? Oh, I was also disappointed by the score in this. The first two movie scores were like a million times better. Love the soundtrack to it. Love the music in it. It just kind of felt short-handed in this one. But, me spitting out all these negative stuff, the positive is I truly enjoyed the story, laughed my ass off, and it felt really nice to see Bill and Ted back in action. I really like those characters, and I love the new characters that they introduced, and it's a fun movie. So I give this one a 6.3. I wished it could have been a little better, but that was my own opinion. So, and now Poltergeist, the extended cut. I was so happy that I got the Blu-ray. Like, I swore I had it just on DVD alone. And I was looking through my DVDs, and I'm like, I know I have Poltergeist, because this was part of my 31 movies of Halloween. I was like, I know I got this. And I'm like, surely I don't have the Blu-ray. And lo and behold, I had the Blu-ray, so that's awesome. One of my favorite remakes that there is. I really enjoyed this. I know people are going to give me hate on this, which, I can understand, but you know how everyone has different opinions, but I was never really a true fan of the first movie. Like, I understood the hype of it, and I really do like the original Poltergeist. I do. But it's not one of my all-time favorites. There's so many movies that really outdo it. But this movie was very good. I really enjoyed the changes that they made. It really stayed true to the story. I do miss that little old woman. Her name was Zelda, the actress. I see her as like a grandma figure. I really want to give her a hug when I go to heaven. I just want to give her a big old hug because I'm a huge fan of hers. And when she speaks, it just fills my heart with joy. She was a phenomenal actress, but this movie was real creepy. Fantastic job with the clown scene. To me, that was one of the most important moments in Poltergeist. So I was like, if they screw this up, then it's not going to be that good. But truly, I think they did an excellent job with the clown scene, and I loved the way it ended. Love the score of the movie. The only negative thing I really have to push in this movie is the acting, especially with the dad. I felt that he was really trying to push being, I don't know, I wouldn't say a dick, but the way he acted as that character, it's like he over tried to push that character when he really didn't need to. And he was just annoying to me. The little boy, his acting was okay, nothing too great. I will give props to the little girl though. She did a fantastic job with her character. The mom was really good, and like I said, I really enjoyed the movie, had a lot of fun, and I gave this one a 7.6. It was really good. One of my favorite remakes. Next up, we got the Goosebumps movie. Really, really enjoyed this one. I'm a huge Goosebumps fan. Sadly, I haven't read the books growing up, but I started recently reading the books. I've got all my videos put on private, my older videos, but I used to do like silly book reviews of Goosebumps and stuff like that. I'm just a huge fan, love the show, love everything about it. So happy I actually got to meet and shake hands with R.L. Stine. That's just one of my absolute dreams come true. Great guy, one of my childhood heroes. I'm so glad I got to meet him. So that fact alone, I would have given this a 10 out of 10, but I had to be reasonable. I watched it. It is enjoyable, but honestly, the first half of the movie I could do without, so I don't know. It was a fun movie. The CGI wasn't really that bad for a CGI movie. Really enjoyed seeing his classic characters come to life. The story was really fun. Everything about it was really good, but I only gave this movie a 6.8 because I felt like they could have done so much better. And honestly, that 6.8 would have became like a 9 or something. Not really that big of a leap, but it would have became like a 7 at least if they would have added the old school Goosebumps theme song in there, which I know they couldn't do from copyright. But yeah, enjoyed this movie nonetheless. Even though it got a low score, I still enjoy it. Now, the rest of my review is going to consist of Rocky. And I have never seen Rocky, and people have given me so much hate over my entire lifespan. Like, every time I said to someone at work or I've never seen the Rocky movies, just instant, well, what have you been doing? What you've been wasting your life? And my father-in-law loves this movie. My brother-in-law loves this movie. It's their family movie. They've seen it countless times. And for the first time, I watched all 6 movies. Unfortunately, it didn't come with Creeds, but I need to get a hold of them sometime and try to watch them. But I'm going to break down movie per movie and their rating. The first movie, really good. Really inspiring. I love the fact that he was kind of like a nobody, didn't really have much going for him. He was like an okay-ish fighter. He's just barely getting by, and like even the girl that he kept trying to approach, Audria. Was it Audria or Adrian? I think it was Adrian. Sorry. I know I just watched him and I done forgot her name, but yeah, he was trying to approach her and she wouldn't really give him too much of the time, but that's because she was shy, I guess. The first movie just was really inspiring, and I really enjoyed it a lot. Love the soundtrack. Love, the score to every one of them is just phenomenal. But yeah, the first movie was definitely one of the best. I really enjoyed how it ended. And to me, it ended like realistically in a way. I found it very inspiring, and I gave it a 10 out of 10. The second movie was even better. Second movie was phenomenal. I love Apollo Creed's character. Just absolutely love his character. Love the fact that he gave Rocky another chance. And just that movie from beginning to end was just fantastic. I really enjoyed everything about it, needless to say. So 10 out of 10. Third movie, which I like to call the Hollywood Rocky, because it starred Hulk Hogan and Mr. T. I wouldn't really say starred Hulk Hogan because he was only in it for so much, but still, like, you got your Hollywood characters in the movie. Mr. T was scary as hell. Like, watching it, I was like, oh shit. I was like, how is Rocky going to do this? And then, of course, I don't want to spoil nothing in case somebody out there, well, who am I kidding? I was the only one that never seen Rocky, but just in case there is a lone wolf out there, I ain't going to spoil nothing too much about it, but it's just a fantastic comeback story and just brilliant. 10 out of 10. I love the fact that Rocky gets kind of broken down and he kind of has to re-inspire himself, and he basically is pushing himself to the limit, and it was just such a good movie. 10 out of 10. The fourth one, my absolute favorite. That was the best Rocky movie ever made. Just phenomenal. Dolph Lundgren's character is just so scary and so intimidating. And oh my god, I really don't want to spoil the scene, but whenever it cuts to a certain funeral scene, I was in shock. I could not believe what I was seeing. I could not believe it. And just, oh my god, it was such an incredible story. The score was so perfect in this movie. The cinematography was actually brilliant too. I love the snow area of Russia, and just, man, it was such a fantastic movie. 11 out of 10. That one actually goes beyond the rest of them. I mean, it's just so good. And then it kind of goes downhill from here, in my opinion. Number 5, the worst one of the 6 movie set. Tommy Gunn's character is a joke. Like, oh my god. Like, even the name himself is just a joke. I don't know what they were trying to think. Like, I do understand the story, and I love the fact that the pupil is going to turn on the master. Like, I can understand that, and I did enjoy the story, but it was so slow paced, and just the story itself weren't that great, and the characters all the characters weren't that great in the movie. I don't know. It's just like they had a dull moment. I only gave that one a 5.8. And then we got the last one. The last one I kind of feel was a little bit unnecessary, but honestly, it was really good. They did Adrian dirty, though. And I just, I really could not get into that last one. I did enjoy how it ended, though. But basically, from the first 4 movies of Rocky's opponents, even in the 5th movie, I did not find his opponent in that movie intimidating whatsoever. And the fact that they ended it the way they did, I was kind of disappointed. Like, I don't know. To me, I wished it would have ended a little bit different. But anyway, I gave that one a 6.3. And yeah, that's my reviews for this episode. This is the longest episode I've made. And I wanted to do like a tier rank video, like a separate video of the Rocky series, but I just said screw it, and I went ahead and added it to this. So in my ranking of the 6 movie set, it goes number 1, obviously it goes to number 4, the best Rocky movie ever made. Then number 2 is the second movie. Number 3 is the third. Number 4 is the first movie. Number 5 is the 6th movie. And number 7, dead last, is obviously has to go to number 5. So, or number 6, sorry. I didn't talk too much. I done lost track of myself. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know what you think of these movies, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.